The world of Dragon Ball was forever changed when a mysterious temporal rift tore through the sky above Mount Pozu, swallowing Goku whole. When he awoke, the vibrant forests and towering mountains felt familiar, yet something was undeniably different. The air carried an older, untamed energy, and the key signatures around him were faint but distinct. A quick glance at the sun's position and the untouched wilderness confirmed his suspicions. He had been flung 300 years into the past. Goku stretched his limbs, testing his power. His Super Saiyan blue form flickered briefly before stabilizing. Guess King Kai wasn't kidding about time being weird, he muttered, scratching his head. His first priority was finding someone who could help him return to his own time, but the distant sound of combat caught his attention. Explosions rocked the horizon, and a familiar energy pulsed, one he hadn't felt in decades. Sprinting toward the chaos, Goku arrived just in time to witness a young, spry Master Roshi, barely recognizable without his signature sunglasses and with a full head of black hair, locked in a brutal battle against a towering, armored warrior. The enemy wielded a massive battle axe, each swing carving deep gashes into the earth. Roshi dodged with surprising agility, countering with a well-placed Kamehameha that sent the warrior skidding back. Goku's eyes widened. Whoa! That's the old pervert? He's actually kinda strong. Before he could intervene, the armored warrior roared, his body surging with dark energy. His muscles bulged, his armor cracking as he transformed into a hulking beast with jagged horns. Roshi wiped sweat from his brow, panting. Didn't think he'd have a second form, he grunted. The beast lunged, faster than before. Roshi barely raised his arms in time to block, but the impact sent him crashing into a cliffside. Goku smirked. All right, my turn. In a blur of blue light, he appeared between them, catching the beast's next punch effortlessly. The creature snarled, confusion flashing in its eyes. Who? Roshi gasped, struggling to stand. Goku grinned. Name's Goku. Mind if I join? Without waiting for an answer, he twisted the beast's arm and flipped it over his shoulder, slamming it into the ground. The earth quaked from the impact. The beast roared, scrambling up, but Goku was already in the air, his fist glowing. Kaioken, he shouted, amplifying his speed. A devastating punch to the gut doubled the monster over before an uppercut launched it skyward. Roshi watched, stunned. That power. It's unreal. Goku landed beside him. You okay, Master Roshi? Master? I'm not your. Wait, how do you know my name? Roshi demanded, narrowing his eyes. Before Goku could answer, the beast recovered, its body crackling with energy. It unleashed a massive energy wave, forcing Goku to shove Roshi aside and raise a barrier. The blast seared the landscape, leaving a smoldering crater. Goku's barrier flickered, but he held firm. Roshi clenched his fists. I don't know who you are, but we're not done yet. He focused, his muscles swelling as he tapped into his max power form. Goku's eyes lit up. Nice. Let's finish this together. The beast charged again, but this time, Goku and Roshi moved in perfect sync. Roshi fired another Kamehameha, forcing the creature to block, while Goku vanished, reappearing above it. Dragon Fist, he roared, his fist wreathed in golden energy. The punch connected, drilling through the beast's chest in a blinding explosion. As the smoke cleared, the monster collapsed, dissolving into dark mist. Goku landed, exhaling. Roshi's transformation faded, leaving him panting. You're not human, are you? He muttered. Goku chuckled. Sorta? Look, I need your help. I'm from the future, and I think I'm here for a reason. Roshi's skepticism warred with curiosity. A reason like what? Before Goku could answer, the sky darkened. A figure descended, cloaked in silver, his aura serene yet overwhelming. His movements were effortless, as if gravity itself bowed to him. Goku's breath caught. That's the Ultra Instinct? The figure's eyes gleamed. Son Goku. You have been brought here to learn what your future self could not. Roshi stepped back. What the hell is going on? Goku clenched his fists, excitement burning in his chest. Guess I'm not going home just yet. The stage was set. A battle for mastery over the ultimate technique loomed, one that would decide not just Goku's fate, but the future of the Dragon Ball universe itself. The air crackled with energy as Goku stood across from the mysterious warrior, their auras flaring like twin suns. He had barely adjusted to being 300 years in the past, but the thrill of battle was the same, no matter the era. The stranger, clad in dark armor, smirked as he flexed his fingers, purple ki swirling around his fists. You're strong for a time-displaced fool, he taunted, lunging forward with a blinding kick. Goku barely dodged, feeling the shockwave ripple past his face as the ground behind him exploded. He retaliated with a rapid flurry of punches, each strike precise, but his opponent weaved through them effortlessly, countering with a brutal elbow to Goku's ribs. The impact sent him skidding back, his boots carving trenches in the earth. Gritting his teeth, Goku wiped his mouth and grinned. Not bad. But I'm just warming up. His body shimmered as he tapped into Ultra Instinct, his movements becoming fluid, instinctual. The warrior's eyes widened as Goku vanished, reappearing above him with a spinning axe kick. The strike connected, slamming the enemy into the ground, but before Goku could press the advantage, tendrils of dark energy erupted from the crater, wrapping around his legs and yanking him down. The armored foe surged upward, driving a knee into Goku's gut, then followed with a point-blank energy blast that sent him crashing through a mountain. Rocks rained down as Goku forced himself upright, his muscles screaming. He could feel his body adapting, Ultra Instinct refining itself mid-battle. Across the battlefield, his enemy gathered a swirling orb of destruction, smirking. "Let's see how you handle this," he roared, hurling it forward. Goku didn't dodge, instead, he focused, his hands glowing white-hot as he caught the blast head-on. The force pushed him back, his boots digging furrows into the earth, but with a roar, he split the energy sphere in two, redirecting the halves into the sky where they detonated harmlessly. The armored warrior snarled, his patience wearing thin. Enough games. His body bulged as he unleashed his true power, his aura turning black and jagged. The ground quaked under the pressure, and Goku's instinct screamed danger. The enemy blurred forward, fists a storm of devastation. Goku blocked, countered, but the sheer speed and brutality of the assault overwhelmed even Ultra Instinct. A vicious uppercut sent him skyward, and before he could recover, his opponent teleported above him, slamming both fists down like a hammer. Goku hit the ground hard, the impact forming a crater miles wide. Blood trickled from his lips as he struggled to rise, his vision swimming. But then, a memory flashed. Roshi's words from earlier echoed in his mind, "Strength isn't just power, it's understanding." Goku's eyes snapped open, clarity cutting through the pain. He hadn't mastered Ultra Instinct, he'd been forcing it. With a deep breath, he let go, his body moving without thought. When the enemy charged again, Goku wasn't there, he was behind him, a devastating chop to the spine sending the warrior face first into the dirt. The armored foe roared, enraged, but Goku was already in motion. His fists became a blur, each strike landing with perfect precision. The enemy countered wildly, but Goku flowed around every attack, his movement seamless. With a final, thunderous punch, he sent his opponent rocketing through the air, skidding to a stop at the edge of a cliff. The warrior gasped, his armor cracked, his energy flickering. Goku hovered above him, panting but resolute. "It's over," he said. The enemy's lips curled into a bloody grin. "No. It's just beginning." Suddenly, the sky darkened as a colossal energy gathered above them. Goku's heart pounded, this wasn't just a battle anymore. It was a fight for time itself. The air crackled with energy as Goku stood atop the jagged cliffs of the ancient martial temple, his breath steady despite the exhaustion weighing on his limbs. Below him, the battlefield was a wasteland of shattered stone and smoldering craters, the remnants of his desperate struggle against the Demon King, Ankoku. The tyrant's laughter echoed across the valley, his crimson eyes gleaming with malice as he wiped blood from his split lip. "You fought well, Saiyan," Ankoku sneered, flexing his clawed fingers. "But your borrowed time ends now." Goku clenched his fists, his muscles screaming in protest. Every cell in his body had been pushed beyond its limits, yet the fire in his heart burned brighter than ever. He glanced at his younger self, the wide-eyed boy he'd trained alongside under Master Roshi's watchful eye, now battered but unbroken. The past and present had collided in this moment, and the fate of both timelines hung in the balance. Ankoku lunged, his movements a blur of darkness. Goku barely dodged, the demon's claws grazing his ribs as he twisted midair. Instinctively, he tapped into Ultra Instinct, his body moving without thought. But the strain was immense, his muscles trembled, his vision flickered. He couldn't hold it much longer. "Come on," Goku growled, forcing his fists to ignite with golden aura. One last shot. The Demon King's fist met Goku's in a cataclysmic shockwave, the ground splitting beneath them. Pain exploded through Goku's arm, but he refused to yield. Behind him, young Roshi, his face unlined by age, his eyes fierce with determination, gathered his energy. "Now, Goku," he roared, unleashing a Kamehameha wave so pure it lit up the sky. The beam seared past Goku, slamming into Ankoku's chest. The demon howled, his body buckling under the onslaught. This was the opening Goku needed. With a final, desperate cry, he channeled every ounce of his remaining power into his fist. His aura erupted like a supernova, the sheer force of it tearing through Ankoku's defenses. The demon's eyes widened in shock as Goku's punch connected, a blinding flash of light engulfed them both. Silence. Then, like the shattering of glass, Ankoku's form fractured. His body dissolved into motes of dark energy, dispersing into the wind. The Demon King was gone. Goku collapsed to his knees, gasping. The battle was over. Around him, the land bore the scars of their conflict, but the sky, once choked with storm clouds, was now clear. Young Roshi staggered to his side, offering a shaky grin. We did it," he panted. Goku nodded weakly, his mind drifting to the future he'd left behind. By defeating Ankoku here, he'd altered history, ensuring the demon would never rise in his own time. But what else had changed? Would his friends still be the same? Would the battles they'd fought still matter? A warm hand gripped his shoulder. He turned to see his younger self, bruised but beaming. "You were amazing," the boy said, his voice filled with awe. Goku smiled. Maybe some things didn't need to change. As the sun rose over the horizon, bathing the world in golden light, Goku knew one thing for certain: no matter the era, the spirit of a warrior would always endure. And with that, the threads of time wove themselves anew.